What if one simple food in your kitchen could help support your prostate and make those long nights a little easier? No surgery, no expensive supplement plan, no chasing one miracle pill after another. Just an ordinary nut you can find in almost any grocery store. That may sound too simple, and honestly, you should be careful anytime someone promises that one food can shrink your prostate overnight. Real changes usually take time, sometimes days, more often weeks. But that does not mean food has no role. Certain nuts contain nutrients that may support healthy inflammation, better circulation, and normal prostate function. And many men over 60 have never been told how useful these everyday foods can be. I have seen what prostate symptoms can do to a man's life. You wake up 3, 4, maybe 6 times a night. Your stream feels weaker than it used to. You are tired all day. You start worrying about long drives, restaurants, even simple family trips because you are always thinking about the nearest bathroom. After a while, it wears you down. Not just physically, mentally too. And the worst part is that many men stay quiet. They assume it is just age. They tell themselves there is nothing they can do. But there may be small, practical changes that can help support your body. Today, on Hidden Organ Secrets, we are looking at 5 nuts often connected to prostate health. We will talk about what makes each one different, how much is reasonable, and how to use them without going overboard. Stay with me, because one of them stands out from the rest. It is inexpensive, easy to find, and it may already be sitting in your kitchen. A lot of men live with prostate symptoms for years without saying much about them. They wake up several times a night. Their stream gets weaker. They feel tired during the day, but they keep telling themselves it is normal, just part of getting older. But it is not always that simple. When you cannot sleep through the night, everything starts to change. Your energy drops. Your patience gets shorter. You stop feeling like yourself. Even small things become stressful. A long drive, a family dinner, sitting through a movie, going somewhere without knowing where the nearest bathroom is. And then there is the worry. You start wondering if something more serious is going on. But instead of talking about it, many men stay quiet. They feel embarrassed. Some wait months or even years before doing anything. That silence can slowly take away your confidence. This is why prostate health is not just about urination. It affects your sleep, your mood, your relationships, and your sense of control. You should never feel ashamed of what your body is telling you, and you should not assume discomfort is something you simply have to accept. Small habits may not fix everything, but they can support your body in ways that matter. The key is knowing what is realistic, what is safe, and what is just another exaggerated promise. That is what we are going to focus on here. The first food worth looking at is pumpkin seeds. They are simple, they are inexpensive, and you can find them almost anywhere. But what makes them interesting is what is inside them. Pumpkin seeds contain zinc, a mineral that plays an important role in normal prostate function. The prostate naturally stores a lot of zinc. As men get older, maintaining healthy zinc levels may become more difficult. They also contain beta-sitosterol, a plant compound often linked to urinary support. It may help some men with flow and comfort, especially when prostate enlargement is already causing pressure. That does not mean pumpkin seeds will magically shrink the prostate overnight. That is an important difference. Supporting prostate health and physically shrinking an enlarged prostate are not the same thing. Food may help support inflammation, hormone balance, or urinary function, but it should not be treated like a guaranteed cure. Still, pumpkin seeds can be a practical place to begin. Think about a 67-year-old man waking up 5 or 6 times every night. He is exhausted. He avoids evening drinks. He plans his sleep around bathroom trips. Then he adds one small habit to his routine: a handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds each day. Maybe his symptoms do not disappear, but over time, he starts waking up less often. His sleep improves. He feels more rested. That alone can make a huge difference in daily life. A reasonable amount is about 1 ounce a day. That is roughly a small handful. Choose raw or lightly roasted seeds without added salt, sugar, or heavy seasoning. Some people soak them overnight, because they find them easier to digest. You can eat them in the morning, add them to oatmeal, or mix them with plain yogurt. The exact time matters less than consistency. Do not eat a large amount because you expect faster results. More is not always better. Pumpkin seeds are still calorie-dense, and they should be part of a balanced diet. Start small. Pay attention to how you feel. Track your nighttime bathroom trips, your comfort, and the strength of your stream. And remember this: pumpkin seeds may support your prostate, but they should never be used to ignore symptoms that are getting worse. The next one on the list is Brazil nuts. They are not something most people eat every day, but they stand out for one reason. They are one of the richest natural sources of selenium. Your body only needs a small amount of this mineral, but it plays an important role. Selenium helps protect cells from oxidative stress, supports normal DNA repair, and may help keep inflammation under control. Those are all things that matter when you're thinking about long-term prostate health. What surprised me most is how little you actually need. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day. That's it. In fact, this is one of the few foods where eating more is not better. Too much selenium over time can become a problem. So this is one habit where moderation really matters. I remember hearing about a man in his early 70s who decided to make one small change. Every morning, he ate 2 Brazil nuts with breakfast and stayed consistent for a few months. Over time, he felt encouraged because some of his health numbers improved, and he noticed fewer trips to the bathroom at night. More importantly, he felt like he was finally taking an active role in his own health instead of hoping something else would fix it. That mindset is worth paying attention to. But it's also important to be realistic. One person's experience does not prove that Brazil nuts caused those changes. We don't know what else may have been different. He could have changed his diet, become more active, taken medication, or made other lifestyle improvements at the same time. That is why stories are helpful for perspective, but they should never be treated as proof. If you want to add Brazil nuts to your routine, keep it simple. Choose raw or dry roasted nuts without added salt or sugar. Store them in the refrigerator to keep them fresh, and stick to 1 or 2 a day. This is not about finding a miracle food. It is about giving your body steady support through small habits that are easy to maintain. Sometimes the biggest improvements do not come from doing more. They come from doing the right thing, consistently. The next nut is one that a lot of people already have at home: walnuts. They are best known for their healthy fats, especially a plant-based omega-3 called ALA. While they are often talked about for heart health, they may also support healthy blood flow throughout the body. And that matters more than most people realize. Good circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients where your body needs them. When blood vessels stay healthy and inflammation stays under control, your whole body benefits. Your prostate is no exception. That is one reason walnuts often come up in conversations about prostate health. Some men also notice something else. When they start eating better overall, sleeping a little better, and giving their body more of the nutrients it needs, they simply feel like they have more energy. They feel less worn out by the end of the day. Sometimes that even has a positive effect on their confidence and intimacy. But again, it is important to keep things in perspective. Walnuts are not a magic solution for low energy or sexual performance. They are just one healthy food that may support your body as part of a balanced lifestyle. A simple serving is about 1 ounce a day or 1 small handful. Choose raw or lightly toasted walnuts and keep them in the refrigerator so the natural oils stay fresh. Some people like eating them with berries or citrus fruit, which adds extra nutrients and makes an easy, healthy snack. Small habits like this may not change your life overnight, but over time, they can become part of a routine that helps you feel stronger, sleep better, and take better care of your overall health. Almonds may not get as much attention as pumpkin seeds or Brazil nuts, but they deserve a place on the list. Sometimes the simplest foods are the easiest to stick with. Almonds are naturally rich in vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats. Together, these nutrients help protect cells from oxidative stress, support normal muscle function, and provide steady energy throughout the day. For some men, magnesium is especially interesting because it helps muscles relax. That includes the muscles involved in normal bladder function. It is not a cure for urinary problems, but supporting healthy muscle function is never a bad thing. I like the idea of keeping this habit simple. A small handful in the morning, no sugar coating, no heavy salt, just plain almonds. Some people prefer soaking them overnight because they find them easier to chew or digest. If that works for you, there is nothing wrong with making it part of your routine. A typical serving is about 23 almonds, which is roughly 1 ounce. The important thing is consistency, not perfection. One thing I would be careful about is expecting every food to produce dramatic results. It is easy to hear one success story after another and think every nut will completely change your prostate health. Real life usually works differently. Each healthy habit adds a small piece to the bigger picture. No single food does all the work by itself. But when those small habits become part of your daily routine, they can support your health in ways that are both realistic and sustainable. The last nut on the list is one that many people overlook: pecans. Most of us think of pecan pie before we think about health, but these nuts have more to offer than most people realize. Like pumpkin seeds, pecans contain beta-sitosterol, a natural plant compound that has been studied for its potential to support urinary health in men with prostate concerns. They are also packed with antioxidants and healthy monounsaturated fats. Those nutrients help support heart health, healthy circulation, and overall wellness. And when your heart and blood vessels are healthier, the rest of your body benefits too. That includes your prostate. Some men say they feel more comfortable, sleep better, or notice fewer interruptions during the night after making healthier food choices like this part of their daily routine. That does not prove pecans cause those improvements. It simply reminds us that small habits can add up over time. If you want to give pecans a try, keep it simple. About 20 pecan halves, or 1 small handful a day, is enough for most people. Choose raw or lightly roasted pecans without added salt or sugar. Store them in the refrigerator or freezer to keep the natural oils fresh. The goal is not to find one perfect food. It is to build a routine your body can benefit from every single day. Now, let's make this practical. You do not need to eat every nut we talked about today. In fact, keeping things simple usually works better. Start by picking 2. Pumpkin seeds are a good place to begin if you want a food that's easy to find and easy to add to your routine. Brazil nuts can also be a good choice, as long as you remember that 1 or 2 a day is enough. Buy them fresh. Skip the sugary coatings and heavy seasoning, then eat them at about the same time every day, maybe with breakfast, maybe as your afternoon snack. The exact time is not nearly as important as staying consistent. And here's something I really like. Pay attention to your own progress. Notice how many times you wake up at night. Notice whether your stream feels stronger. Notice whether you feel more comfortable week after week. Real improvement is usually quiet. It does not happen overnight. It builds little by little. That is actually one of the biggest lessons here. At the beginning, it is easy to get excited by promises of instant results. But by the end, the message becomes much more realistic. There is no miracle food. There is no overnight fix. Just steady habits that may support your health over time. And honestly, that is a message worth believing because it is much closer to how real life works. If there is one thing I hope you take away from this, it is this. Getting older is not the enemy. Giving up is. Too many men accept poor sleep, constant bathroom trips, and daily discomfort because they believe it is just part of aging. After a while, they stop expecting things to get better. But you do not have to think that way. No single food is going to change your life overnight, and no handful of nuts can replace proper medical care if something serious is going on. But small, consistent habits can make a real difference over time. Choosing better foods, paying attention to your body, taking action instead of waiting. Those choices add up. Your daily habits may support better prostate health, but if your symptoms continue to get worse or something does not feel right, do not ignore it. Talk to a healthcare professional and get the answers you deserve. Taking care of yourself is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the smartest decisions you can make. I truly hope today's video gave you a few simple ideas you can start using right away. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these nuts would you be willing to add to your routine first? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to Hidden Organ Secrets, and share it with someone who might need this information too. Sometimes the smallest daily habit is the one that starts the biggest change. Thank you for watching, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.